right, folks, we're going live. Hi, folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Brad, I wanted to go over a total body workout for beginners. I mean, these are people, there's no equipment needed.
Right.
And these are for people who are really out of shape. It might be that they're getting elderly, or maybe they're really weak after surgery. But this isn't for someone that is in decent shape or just wants to start getting exercise again. This is for someone that's on the lower level.
Right, yep. People, may have been sedentary for whatever reason, and they decided, hey, it's time for me to get moving. And we're going to say, if you go too hard, too fast, it's going to fall apart on you. So we're giving you some good options for a healthy and a good progression into that goal where you're working for.
Now, I think, Brad, what we found, I found out a lot of our comments, like we'll do exercise and they're going, that's too advanced for us.
Sure.
So we need to, have one video where we tone it down a little bit.
Right.
And by the way, Brad, we should talk about this.
What, your massive chest?
No, this is a teaser. This is wall banding. This is an, what should we say, an exercise that we've invented that it's coming up in the next couple of months, Brad?
Right, it is. And
we're not revealing it today, but you got to stick with us over the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's still in the prototype type stage, but it's at the end of it, just about ready to evolve into so everyone can experience it.
By the way, if you are joining us on Facebook Live, welcome. Thanks for joining us, and please give us the heartsies and the thumbsies. We're going to answer questions at the end of, after we go through all the exercises, we're going to answer questions. If you're joining us on on YouTube and you're watching the rebroadcast, please take a second, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. I'm really having troubles here, Brad.
His daughter's a speech therapist too. You got to get together with her and work on this.
All right, and also make sure you go over to Facebook and like us, because Brad and I like to be liked.
Yes.
All right, the first thing we were doing, Brad, is we were doing the warm-up exercise.
Sure.
We're just going to warm up a little bit. Anybody can do this, right?
Yeah,
March in
you
place.
do a little of this.
Yeah.
Little jumping jacks.
Sure. And then I'm going to go right to the mat, Brad. I'm going to go ahead and just start what you can do laying down.
Right. And at home, you probably don't have this, but hopefully
you can do it on a bed.
Yeah, you can do it on a firm bed. If you're able to get down on a carpeted floor, that works very well. Make sure you're safe with that.
So you're going to get a couple soup cans if you don't have weights, because that makes a nice 1 pound, Brad.
Yeah, but are those low salt?
I'm sure they are. But you're going to just start doing some shoulder flexion like this.
Yeah, and so the soup cans is just for weight.
Right.
You don't have to go out and buy a dumbbell set right away. It doesn't matter if you got a 16-ounce can of soup or a 1 pound weight. 1 pound is 1 pound, and it's going to get you stronger.
All right. The next thing, Brad, is you're going to do a little bit of chest.
Okay.
So you're going to go ahead and work the chest a little bit like this.
So they're kind of like reverse push-ups. You're working the pecs, you're working the anterior deltoids. It's a good exercise.
Now, if this is too hard or too easy, you can put it way out like this. I'm up against the wall here, but you're going to go like this now.
Yeah, get you out of the way a little bit.
There we go.
There.
Did you just screw up Facebook?
Yeah, well, we'll look at that. Lonnie will check it out.
You're still in. Okay. All right, we're still in. All right, so then we got a little bit of chest. We're getting some nice movement here. You could do tricep this way too, couldn't you, Brad?
Oh, absolutely.
Just don't bonk yourself on the head.
Exactly.
Make sure, reverse.
Make sure you keep this part of your arm stationary so you get a good workout on the tricep. You're not moving things around. There you go.
All right, then I want to do just one for the abdomen right away, Brad. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to lift up, and you're kind of keeping your back flat up against the bed here. And I'm going to go out like this. I'm just going to put one leg out like this and back like this. And we're just starting to get a little abdominal work now.
It's really important right in here that is staying flat, because that's the key to keeping your back healthy and a good core. Get that abdominal strength.
Again, these are very low level, Brad.
Right.
These are right. We're starting right at a base one here, right from the beginning.
And
Square
actually,
one.
These are harder than they look. I've had people come in and do these patients, and
I'm always surprised. Yeah, it's something that you think is really easy, and you go to it. And now I want to go ahead and throw a shoulder one in there, Brad, that you lay on your side. We call these outies.
Yeah.
Because there's innies and outies. So I'm going to get rid of one of the cans here.
Here, I'll take that. Oh.
So you're just going to go like this, and you're going to work on external rotation here. So I'm keeping the arm bent at a right angle the whole time, and I'm going out like this.
See how he's keeping the elbow right alongside of his body. Works really well. This is a really good one for that rotator cuff muscle to help keep that shoulder working properly. So it's more of a therapeutic one than it's just for strength. Wouldn't you say, Bob?
Exactly. This is what's helping keep that bone in the socket, so you don't get that pinching going on it or impingement.
Right, exactly.
So, all right. Do you want to throw me one more pillow, Brad?
Yes, I do, Bob.
We got one pillow here. Now you're going to need two. I knew it was going to come in fast. It always does with Brad. All right, 2 pillows. And now you're going to go ahead and you're just going to lay on your stomach, and you're going to start getting some upper back workout here. What you're going to do, you're going to start off with what we call the Y. So you're going to go ahead and go up like this. Like, why am I doing these? But you're going to go ahead and you're working on the shoulder, the muscles around the shoulder blade. I hope you can hear me on this. Maybe, Brad, you should talk.
Yeah,
So I think I'm covering up my mic.
This is really helpful. If you get a towel roll and you put your forehead on that.
That does help.
Otherwise, it really puts stress on your neck and it's much more comfortable. This is a little bigger than I wanted, but it'll be okay for Bob.
All right, then do the field goal. I'm doing palm down, but I'm making a field goal. Want to show what I'm doing, Brad?
Yeah, right here. So he's going like this, and the muscles right between the shoulder blades. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together. This is a really nice exercise for posture.
For posture and for that neck hump.
Yeah.
This is a good one for that.
Yeah.
Then you can go straight out like this too, and like you're flying.
There you go. And once again, focusing on squeezing those shoulders.
And I got my palms down yet.
There you go.
Yep. And then finally the reverse Y.
So what we're doing here is working different parts of the upper back, the upper traps, the middle traps, and the lower traps, and they're all real important for posture and general conditioning.
Now, for most people, you don't even need weight on that. It's going to be plenty with that.
You better believe it.
Now, if you're in this position and you're getting a little bit stronger, I'm just going to show you this way first, but we'll show you a way that's even easier second. Would be to do some knee push-ups.
Sure.
These are going to be difficult for a lot of people, wouldn't you say, Brad?
Yeah, when you're getting started, push-ups, it's not an easy exercise if you haven't done them for years.
Yeah,
or
you want to show the alternative then, Brad?
Right. This is how I start my people when they haven't done push-ups before. We go on the wall. You bring your
I'm going to see if you're still on Facebook. Oh, yeah, you are. You're there.
I'm on Facebook. All right, I'm on the Facebook. Over like this. And we're just going to start out like this. And the farther your feet are away from it, obviously the more difficult it is. So you may start here and do these for a few days.
By the way, Just Be For Business shared this video, Brad, so we want to show our appreciation to them.
Oh, you better believe it. Thank you. All right. And then the next step from here is going to a cupboard in this manner.
Even lower yet.
Yep. This would be a little easier because it's a little bit higher than here. And you can work that. And then if you find a lower surface, you can go to here. And by the time I'm about to here, then I may go to where Bob started, the standard knee push-up.
All right, why don't we get our cans out again, Brad, and we're going to go ahead and show again. We're going to go to the arms here now. And now you're standing. You can go ahead and start working the arms this way. You can start doing your biceps here.
Sure, yep. Bob's doing alternating. You can do both at the same time. But whatever you do, make sure you're standing up tall.
Really good posture.
Back, head is back, because the posture is so important just for life in general, for a good health.
And then shoulder abduction.
Sure.
Going out to the sides.
Yep.
Thumb up.
Thumb up.
Thumb up.
So you're trying to keep it in line here, not out here so much. But
we're going to do some of those too, Brad. We're going to go straight forward like this too.
Straightforward. So it'd be like
Flexion.
this. Now, we normally don't go way up to the top because that can increase your impingement in the shoulders. So if you go up to 90 degrees, you're working the muscles, and it's a good way to stay safe.
Right, and then we're going to go ahead and do tricep. You just support yourself on a surface like this. You make a right angle with your arm, and you're going to go like this.
So what he's doing here is the support here is taking a lot of stress off of the back here, and then we can focus on the tricep muscle right here. So that's a nice way to work triceps.
Okay, Brad, do you want to show the squats in the chair?
Yes, I do.
These are really good for balance. These next two exercises are the ones they recommend for people who are having trouble with balance, because a lot of your balance comes from your hips.
Sure.
So you should be doing these two exercises.
Right. And also, this is a great one if you're having problems getting out of a chair because you're a little weak, you're recovering, whatever it may be. We're going to start out with our hands here.
You're going to start with a chair that has arms.
Right, exactly. So your hands are on the chair's arms. Pull your feet in a little bit and go up with good posture and get a full stand up and do it with good posture, do it right. And make sure you reach back for those arms and go like this. And I like to start out with 5. If 5 is easy, let's go up to 10. If you can do this 10 times and you feel like, oh, this is really easy, well, then we simply take it to the next step. You put your hands here, and you might go like this to get you to come up, because that's a big step going without hands. And then when you can do 10 of them like this, very easy, like, whoa, I'm getting better, my balance is better, I'm getting stronger. Then go from here, and it's amazing what the difference is from here.
Yeah, you're not getting the leverage.
And you can see, you can just hear my voice, I'm straining more. It's working the balance in those hips and the ankles. And when you get to 10 there, well, then you're ready to go to one of our advanced videos, basically, Bob.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So, yeah, that's...
Do you want to show hip abduction too, Brad, behind the chair?
So
again, these, if you only want to pick 2 of them out of all that we're doing today, this is a good one for people who have trouble with balance.
Right, yeah.
And weakness.
The hip abductor muscles are the ones where you go out like this, and I'll show it in 2 directions. Nice to have something to hold on to.
Picking that up on Facebook.
Okay, so it looks like this. Can you see my foot, Bob?
Yep, I got you.
If your toe goes like this, which most people do, is kind of an automatic thing, bring it back like this, and that really gets the muscle where it's supposed to be. So this is wrong, this is right, and this is wrong. Up tall with the body, this is right. And make sure you do both legs, otherwise you start walking in circles after a while. That's my idea of a joke.
Be like a duck that swims in a circle with one leg, right?
Exactly. So 10 to 15 is good, and if you do them slow, you're not banging it out like this. It's good control out. Back end toe, it almost touches your foot. There, boy, I can feel that. It's definitely working.
Oh yeah. Then do you want to show just a little bit of ankle strengthening, Brad? You have people do this with balance too, right?
Oh yeah, this is a real common one for people returning home after a surgery or a stroke or just poor balance. We want to get those ankles strong. We did the hips with the squats. And
so you want to make sure you're holding on to something.
Yep, I'm holding on. And get a chair that's steady. This is a pretty heavy chair. This is a nice steel one. Or you can go up to the countertop. Works good where there's a kitchen sink. You can wrap your fingers around that sink, up on the toes, and then this little part right here rocking back. Now, if you're pretty wobbly and you feel like you're going to go backwards, don't do this one. Or
make sure somebody's with you.
Yeah, sometimes I'll have someone put a chair, the chair behind them that's not on wheels, like a roller kitchen chair, a stable chair. They'll be holding on to something. If we would imagine that this was a kitchen sink, we can hold around that sink and up. And that way, when you get tired, you're able to sit down and take a rest. And then you can get right back up when you're ready to go again. It's a nice way to make it more relaxing and still a good exercise. If you feel good, you can go to one hand. Up on the toes, up on the heels, up on the toes. 15, 20 of those you can do considerably.
Okay, I think that's a good overall, just again, start for someone who's not fit, a good start for them. Linda Leonard is saying that she had abdominal surgery a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
And she said it's really not strong and she'd like to strengthen it up.
Sure.
Like to strengthen her core.
Oh, yeah.
So I can show a few things.
You bet. Yep, let's do it.
So again, that one where we started off doing this is the one that you'd want to start with, just doing this. But you can get advanced on this as you can start doing, throwing your arms up here too, or go opposite arm, opposite leg.
Yep.
Going like this. And then if you're really starting to feel it, you can start doing stuff like this, or even touch out here.
Sure.
Touch.
Right.
Now this is working the abdominals a lot harder.
And one thing, just make sure where I'm putting my hand, that part of your back, you want to squish down into the bed or the floor, whatever it is, before you start, and make sure that pelvis is posterior rotated, we say, and that's going to help your back.
So now I'm doing the dead bug.
There you go. This dead bug one, I never liked that name, Bob, but I understand. It kind of does look like a...
All right, here's one you can do on your side. You just kind of lay on your side like this, and you put your leg up like this, and you put my hand here to give me a little feedback, and I'm going to curl up like this.
There you go.
I'm just curling up like this, and this again got some of the obliques now.
Right, you're working the side muscles. Now, just be careful on some of these. If you're getting any back pain with these, you're not going to do them, or they create any pain.
Right.
This should just be exercise fatigue is all you should feel.
And if you want to go ahead and you're, again, trying to strengthen the whole core after abdominal
Sure.
surgery like that, you're going to want to go ahead and you can maybe go back to the 2 pillows again. And now instead of just doing arms, you may want to throw legs in there too.
Oh, yeah, the alternate. So he's,
So
there you go. Support your head.
opposite arm, opposite leg.
Now, if you're doing these on a bed, it's even more important that you have the pillows so that you get that little bit of elevation, makes this easier. So this is really working the total back, and it actually works across the back. So
Well, I'm going the wrong way. There you go.
Right arm, left leg.
Yeah.
This does take a little bit of practice if you haven't done it before. It's kind of one of those do the tummy
And as
chew
you get
gum
more
or
advanced,
whatever.
you can start doing
Yeah.
up in the kneeling position here.
Can you do both arms out at the same time, Bob?
Oh yeah, I sure. Superman, I can fly right out of here. Any more questions on Facebook, Lonnie? You want to take a look? I'm going to put Lonnie to work now. Again, thanks to everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. What say you, Lonnie? Any?
How about a plank?
Oh, the plank. Planks are actually quite aggressive, and I would not put in that the beginner category. As a matter of fact, we're not real big fans of the plank. I think they're good exercise, but we actually did a video on alternatives to the plank that we think are maybe a little on the better.
Yeah, I just plank. You know, you're doing an isometric exercise.
Right.
You're strengthening isometrically, and to me, it's always better when you can do isotonically, where you're working the
Right.
whole muscle group. It'd be like
Right.
if I'm going to work my bicep here, and I just go like this.
Yeah.
It's just not as good as doing the full range
Right.
like this. So I'm not a big fan of
And
planks.
I know there's people out there saying, what about the smaller muscles that the plank works, and it gets those postural muscles that you can't get with the. Well, that's
I think
a
you can do.
controversy.
I think you can do both. I think you can do planks along with movement. And,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, like if you do this, if you get into the plank position, and you're like this, Brad. I mean, what's to stop you just from doing stuff like this? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Now you're working core. And,
Right.
And you're doing planks. So.
But again, that's not for beginners. That's
Right.
pretty advanced stuff, and this is focused more for beginners. So
The question, by the way, was maybe you didn't hear it because again, Lonnie's on the other side of the microphone.
sure.
She said, "What about planks?" And,
Right.
so we were talking about planks.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I saw one of your videos before, and you showed how not to do some forms of setups. I do setups. With my physical therapist, I do it from supine position with legs straight.
Yeah, we're not a big fan of that. What the question was, Lonnie said, is that someone was asking about that we had done a video on certain sit-ups you shouldn't do.
Right.
And we are a big believer in that you do not do, especially with the legs straight, full flexed sit-ups like this. This puts a tremendous amount of stress on your back.
Right.
Again, this is based on the work of Alf Jacobson, who measured the pressure of the disc pressure when they went into this position. And it's just a terrible position for your back.
Right.
So-
It's true. It works the stomach muscles quite
It
well.
works, yeah.
But you're putting your back at risk. So we have videos on alternatives. I don't want to get into it right now.
Yeah, there's so many ways to strengthen your. I mean, Brad does a lot of them on the ball.
Yeah.
And
It's the beauty of the ball, Bob.
Right, the beauty of the ball. So we really don't want to advocate doing full sit-ups like that. So anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We've been talking long
Yeah,
enough.
we got patients to see and work
So-
to do out on the other side of the curtain.
Thanks everybody for watching.